welcome into episode 2 of Pick and Roll with the Presley Bros. If you're with us a couple days ago, our title was the full court take, and we're only at 2 episodes in, and we already changed the name to the podcast to Pick and Roll with the Presley Bros. And the reason why. And it was kind of my fault. I looked on Apple Podcasts. There was no Full Court Take podcast on Apple Podcasts. But Dalton searched on YouTube, and I should have searched on YouTube. Somebody already had that name, Full Court Take. And we don't want to run into any issues with that. So we changed the name to Pick and Roll with the Presley Bros. And hopefully we'll stick with that from here on out. So Dalton, thanks for finding that out.
Yeah, I mean, I was honestly surprised you didn't see it on YouTube because you said you didn't search. I thought you searched it and you didn't find it because I was like, it popped up immediately.
No, I just didn't search on YouTube. That was
you're good. I mean, I honestly think this name's a little bit better. It kind of lets people know who we are as well.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
I'm good with the name. Hopefully we won't have to change it again. The only thing we'll probably tweak is the logo.
Yeah, maybe. We're working on it, guys. Bear with us. If anybody's even watching this. But anyways, hey, huge games on Tuesday night, Dalton. I guess where we could start is I'd be interested in your take on Wake Forest and Michigan, because you said the other night that you said that Michigan was kind of your sleeper and like the team that you were maybe not picking to win it all, but watch out for this team to be dangerous throughout the season and come March. And man, they squeaked by Wake Forest.
I mean, I stand by what I said. I think Michigan's still a sleeper. They played really poorly. I mean, an absolute thriller. And no discredit to Wake Forest. They have a solid team. I think Yaxel Lindenborg played about as bad as he could play all year. Yeah, he finished with 9 points, shooting 33.3%. That's not very great, especially considering that he might be the best player. Michigan, UCLA transfer for Michigan, Ade Mara, was the best player on the court. Finished with 18, and he shot 72.7%.
Wow.
72.7%.
Yeah.
I think he's 7'3", if I remember correctly. But like I said, no discredit to Wake Forest. They had a chance to send it to double overtime. I didn't like the shot that they took. It was a very wild scoop layup. But Wake Forest is definitely a tournament team. And come March, I would not want to be matched up against them. I could see that being like a 12 versus 5. And I would probably pick Wake Forest if they were 12.
I'm looking here at the box score or the breakdown of the Habs. Michigan was up by 13 at half, and I think most people, including myself, game's over. Michigan's gotten that bag, but Wake fought back and made up that 13-point margin, tied it up, sent it to OT, and I mean it was only 4-5 in OT, so I lost by 1 point. So I'm looking at the box score, and I mean, you look at Wake Forest. They had 3 of their starters were in double figures, and they had Miles Colvin off the bench. Had 13.
That's Purdue transfer too, by the way.
That's right.
Yeah.
They had some pretty good production out of some of these guys. Juke Harris had 19. Looked like he was pretty solid for them. But Yexel didn't play great. 9 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists.
Yeah, it was a rough outing for him all around.
But hey, Elliot Cadeau, I forgot about him, but he's at Michigan.
North Carolina transfer.
The North Carolina transfer. He dropped 17. He had a pretty solid game. Had 8 rebounds, 7 assists. I mean, that's a solid outing.
It is a really solid outing.
Namari Burnett, Alabama transfer, actually Texas Tech first, then Alabama. He did not play well.
Did not play good at all.
2 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. That was not.
It's a yikes game for old Bama boy, Bama boy.
It's interesting. Like I would absolutely have picked Michigan, but man, Wake Forest came to play, and they fought in this game. And I'm curious to see how they turn out in the ACC.
Oh yeah, me too. And I think something that we'll probably get you to say here, or probably say a lot as we go on to the podcast, is that anyone can beat anyone on any given night.
I mean, it happens.
That's one of the wonderful things about college basketball is that every possession matters. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter what it looks like on paper. Wake Forest could have came out, shot 60% from three. It's hard to lose when you're shooting that good. I mean, obviously they didn't. I'm just saying anyone can beat anyone. We've seen it. We've seen 2 16 seeds take down a 1 seed in March Madness. So, literally any given night, someone can lose.
That's right. Well, let's look to another close game. Florida barely beat Florida State. I mean, it was a two-point win for Florida, and I don't know. I didn't expect it to be this close, especially since it was at Florida. This game was at Florida, and FSU was leading at halftime. And Florida ended up taking it. In the end, but Florida State fought, and we know because we watched. They played an exhibition against Alabama. I know you can't learn a ton about exhibitions, but man, they put up some points. Florida State, that is, put up some points against Bama. It was like 109 to 103 or something like that. In that exhibition game, but that Robert McCray is insane. He had 29 points.
Shooting 43% from the field too.
He had a really nice game.
Yeah, that was a game high.
Yeah. I mean, he really was solid. Kobe McGee had 14. Chauncey Wiggins had 11. So there's 3 starters in double figures there. But you look at Florida. They listen to this, man. Alex Condon, this is their starters. Condon had 13 points. Haupt had 20. Chinyelu had 10. Flan had 18. Xavier Lee had 9. So almost every one of their starters was in double figures.
Yeah.
And so we know how good the front court is there at Florida. But did anything stand out to you from this game, Dalton?
Yeah. I don't know if it's just me or not, but from what I've seen from Florida, I think Thomas Haupt, if that's how you pronounce his last name,
Haupt.
Yeah. He might be the best player for Florida this year.
I would say he is.
First three games, he is 27, 12, 20.
Yeah.
His 3-point game has taken a huge jump. If you've watched him, he'll take a lot more threes than he didn't take last year, and he's making them.
Right.
We talked about this on our first episode. I think this Florida is a much more vulnerable Florida.
I agree.
Than last year.
Right.
Xavier Lee had a rough outing. Even though he scored 9, if you look at his field goal percentage, he had 9 points on 15.4% shooting.
He was 2 of 13 from the field.
I think say
1 of 10 from 3.
10% from 3. Yeah.
Yuck.
Boogie Flan played well, but they're going to need better guard play all around, just overall. Like, I'm not saying because Boogie Flan played well, but they're just going to need a little bit better guard play, probably from Xavier. I mean, of course, on this one from Xavier Lee to make that a bigger game. No, Florida State played really well. They played their heart out. Like we said, they have good offense. I mean, you don't have good offense. I know Bama's defense isn't great, but you don't have good offense and score 103. Like, you can't be bad at offense and score 103 is what I mean.
Yeah. You said it backwards at first.
I did.
This is what I said the other day. I'm not as high on Florida.
Yeah.
Because you don't lose Walter Clayton, Elijah Martin, and Will Richard and just replace them and be perfectly fine. Again, Xavier Lee's good. Boogie Flan is good. I don't know that they can match up to those 3 guys. So,
I would agree 100%.
I think that's going to be the difference this year. And again, like I think Alex Condon's a great player. Chinyulu's a great player. They're not going to be like dominant scorers.
Yeah.
They're going to be great rebounders. They're going to be good defenders. They're still going to be a solid team. I think a top 10 team. Top 15, but not. I don't see them. I personally don't see them as a threat to win the championship.
I agree.
I look at this, man. They had 18 turnovers. Florida did.
Whew.
18. So
not taking care of the ball.
Yeah. I mean that's way too much.
And I didn't look at the stat, but how many points did Florida score off turnovers? I mean,
it looked right here. Points off turnovers. Florida State scored 12 off those 18 Florida turnovers. So not. I mean, okay, but
not really great though.
Florida State had 10 and 10 turnovers, and Florida had 11 points off them. So they almost matched the points off turnovers. So I guess it wasn't a huge difference, but turnovers can kind of kill momentum, things like that. But hey, listen, you beat a rival, and I guess that's a good thing. Obviously, but it was a lot closer than I think a lot of people would think.
I think so as well. I didn't think that game was going to be nearly as close as it was. But give credit to Florida State. I remember a few years ago they had a really solid team with Jonathan Isaac and all those other guys that were on the team, Scotty Barnes. They had a really good team, but they haven't really got back to that point since then.
No.
So maybe Florida State's on the rise here. That's a team to look out for.
That is interesting. Because I'm trying to look this up. Leonard Hamilton was their coach for a long time.
Yeah.
And he's now gone, and so
he retired, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so. So he's Luke Locks is now the coach there.
I do not know him.
What's that?
I do not know him.
Yeah, I'm not as familiar with him either. But he's now the coach, and it looks like he was worked in the NBA with Golden State and at some time in the Phoenix Suns. But hey, I think they look pretty good. So Florida State, that is. So I think that may be a team to look out for. Let's move on to Kentucky and Louisville, man. I mean, it seemed you were pretty confident, in Kentucky beating Louisville. I didn't pick the game, but I probably would have picked Kentucky too. But man, Louisville dominated this game from start to finish. Let me pull this up too. But man, I mean, that was impressive.
Oh yeah, a really good win. Louisville looks really good. Ryan Conwell and Mikael Brown Jr. combined for 53 of their 96.
Yeah.
Two guys, 53 of 96. And shocking. Here you go. Here's shocking another freshman in Mikael Brown Jr. who's just incredible. I mean, we have another freshman on the board.
That dude's a freshman?
Yeah. Who's really good. Ryan Conwell is at his fourth school in 4 years.
Yeah, Conwell. Where did he play last year?
Xavier.
Yeah.
I have it here on my
yes, that dude is good. He's a good player.
He looks really good.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, Louisville with Pat Kelsey at the helm as their coach, man, that's going to be a good team. I think he's a really good coach.
I agree.
But I mean, those two guys, Conwell and Brown, I mean, they went off. They really played well. I am really impressed with Louisville. I mean, it's at Louisville, but still, I think like you picked Kentucky. I probably would have picked Kentucky. What worries me about Kentucky, and this is something that has been a problem for years, I feel like, is their defense. You're giving up 96 points, and that's not going to be good enough. Not going to be good enough to over the course of a season. Last year they struggled with defense. I know they're a more offensive-minded team with Mark Pope, but man, at some point you've got to defend, and they could not defend Conwell and Brown clearly.
Yeah.
So. Man, they're going to have to get it together. I will say I'm impressed with Denzel Aberdeen. From Florida, the Florida transfer, he's in Kentucky. He dropped 26. He had 26, 7 and 3, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. I thought he was one of the more underrated players at Florida. He came off the bench, but man, he's a solid player, and that's probably why he transferred, because get more opportunities. So anything stand out to you from that game?
Yeah, just a couple things. Think about, I think it was 2 years ago, what Louisville did. I think they won 5 to 7 games 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago.
Horrible.
Maybe 3 years ago. They were horrible.
Yeah. terrible team.
And now Pat Kelsey has them in the top 10 and has just what seems to be the makings of a really solid.
They will be in the top 10 after this.
Yeah. They're not right now. Otega Owe, who was a Naismith Player of the Year preseason, shot 30.8%, 4 for 13, and shot 16.7% from three.
Yeah, he was.
What did he finish? Do you see the box score? What did he finish with? I forgot to put.
He only had 12 points. That's not good enough from your star player.
Who's supposed to be your best player this year by a long shot too? Supposed to be.
Yeah.
Can't have 12 from him in that game.
Look, I'm going to say it just like I said with Florida. And I know it's easy to say after they lose. I'm not as high on Kentucky either. They lost some guys from last year, and Mohamed Diabate is going to like a do-it-all player. He's not going to be a scorer, really. Brandon Garrison, he's a fine player. He had some moments last year. I don't know, how good he really is. Now, Colin Chandler guy, he's very athletic. He had that nasty dunk in that first
game. And he can shoot.
Yeah, and he can shoot. But I don't know. If Otega Owe doesn't give you like a great game, I'm concerned about how far this team can go. But I am impressed with Aberdeen. I think he's a really rock solid player.
Yeah, I mean, just personally, I thought Kentucky was going to be better this year. I mean, it's one game.
One
big game, so you can't say like they're a worse team than they were last year. I just thought that they had a little more pieces coming in this year that would make them to be a little bit better overall.
Yeah.
They did lose JJ Barea, and they lost that center, the Canadian center. I can't remember his name.
Wait, JJ Barea? You mean the guy that played on the Mavericks?
My bad. Wrong name. What's his name?
Who?
The shooter, the guy who could shoot last year for Kentucky, the mixed guy, Berea. It was Berea.
Yes. Yeah.
I said the wrong name because I'm thinking of JJ.
They lost Jackson Robinson. From I think he was the BYU transfer. I think they had Williams, who's gone. I thought he was one of their best players. Look that up. Look that up.
I remember his name. I said the wrong guy. My bad.
Kobe Brea. That's his name.
Kobe Brea.
Yeah, Kobe Brea.
Yeah, my bad. Not JJ Barea.
Not JJ Barea. That would be really. That'd be illegal. Him coming back down to the college ranks.
Oh man.
But no, he could shoot. That dude was one of their best players last year. Anyways, I don't know. I worry again about their defense in particular. So all right, let's move on. I want to say something about Texas Tech and Illinois. I said the other night, I love Texas Tech. They lost Illinois, and they looked way better than I thought they would. I mean, it was 11-14 matchups. So it was, in terms of rankings. I was curious to see. We talked a little bit about this, about Darion Williams, who transferred out from Texas. I think as good as Obi Toppin, I keep saying Obi, it's JT. I keep saying Obi Toppin.
Yeah,
as good as JT Toppin is, I personally think that Darion Williams was their best player. Most important player, maybe not best player, but most important player. He did so much for them, so versatile, matchup nightmare, and he's gone. And I think you can clearly see that. I still think Texas Tech can make a good run this year because JT Toppin, I mean, that dude is a beast. And I think you said this when we were talking last night. You think he could be like a player of the year candidate. I agree.
He's my favorite to win it, 100%.
I mean, he is really, really good.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at this box score here. I mean, Illinois dominated the first half. They were up by 13. It just seemed like the home crowd was in it, and it was getting to Texas Tech. And they had, I want to know how many turnovers they had, because, I mean, goodness, when I was watching, it seemed like they were turning the ball over every single time down the court. I mean, it says 13, or only 13. They both had 13. It just seemed like a lot more to me from Texas Tech. But, dude, Obi Toppin had 35
JT Toppin.
Dude, I keep saying that. I cannot stop. JT Toppin had 35, 11, 3, man. This dude is a freak.
You can't say he didn't try.
He can't do it by himself, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, Donovan Atwell, the transfer from UNC Greensboro, he's got to be better. I mean, like, he had 3 points.
Oh,
3 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist. He had 34 minutes. Was not
34 minutes and 3 points.
Yeah, not very good. LaJuan Watts, he was good. But
I think he's a transfer.
Yeah, they're missing. They're definitely missing some.
Oh, yeah, they lost a lot of players.
They lost a lot. I'm still high on them. I don't think they're going to be as good as last year, but man, with JT Toppin, you know, they can make. I think they can go far. Zamnavir Ivisic, that's the transfer from Arkansas, is on Illinois, and I saw it the other night. I forgot he had transferred. He played what?
Sorry, where does his brother play? I thought his brother played for Illinois last year.
He might have actually. I think there was another Ivisic, but he had 11 and 7. But Kylan Boswell, he's the transfer from Arizona. He played. I mean, he was there last year in Illinois. Like, he had 22. He was 9 of 12 from the free throw line, 3 of 5 from the 3-point. He was a solid player. And Stojakovic, dude, you mentioned him.
Yeah, Andre.
Off, man. Andre Stojakovic.
I don't think you'll see him on the bench much longer. I saw a quote yesterday. I saw a quote yesterday. It made me laugh. It said, Andre Stojakovic looks to be like his father, just another great basketball player. And it said, not good for America, but good for college basketball.
Yeah, that's right.
I just thought that was kind of funny. But this Illinois team looks to be the best Illinois team I've seen since Io DeSumo and Kofi Coburn.
Man, that's a jump to me. I don't know.
I mean, since that team, I'm not saying they're as good as that team. I'm just saying I have not seen a more complete Illinois team since then.
Well, here's the thing. Last year they kind of came out with Kasparis, Yakushonis, you know, and they look good, man. They look good, but they just kind of faded as the season went along. So I'm curious to see how if they do that same thing. But it is interesting. Like every year, you know, Underwood, their coach, seems to always have them in have a solid team at least. And he's a good coach. And I know we keep saying that. There's so many good coaches, but like he's always got his team ready. And they look good. They look ready to play. And they beat I think a pretty solid Texas Tech team.
Oh, yeah.
Could not handle JT Toppin. I said it right. But man, that was a good game. Last one here, Gonzaga Creighton. I don't even want to say a lot about this. Like this was a demolishing. Play the sad violin.
The world's smallest violin.
I mean, 90 to 63. It was only a 6-point game at half, but it felt like more. Gonzaga just dominated that second half. I'm looking, Graham Ike. He's going to be good, man. He's going to be good. But I was impressed with Braden Smith, not the Braden Smith from Purdue, obviously, but the Braden Smith point guard for Gonzaga. He was good, man. He looks really good. So I was impressed with him. We don't have to say much on that.
I was watching the game, and I just really have one thing to say. There was a number 17. I don't know how to pronounce his name correctly. It's like Mario Saint Supri. He's from Spain, but his nickname is probably the best nickname I've probably ever heard. His nickname is Little Prince. Everyone calls him Little Prince.
Nice.
But he played really well off the bench for Gonzaga, and he looked really good. But 90 to 63.
Yikes.
Coach McDermott is going to have to get their guys back into shape. But they don't have Ryan Kalkbrenner or the other guy, the left-handed. What was the left-handed kid's name?
Left-handed kid?
Shooter. The left-handed shooter.
Taylor Ashworth? Taylor Shireman. Yeah.
They don't have Stephen Ashworth. They don't have Stephen Ashworth, Ryan Kalkbrenner, or Baylor Shireman.
Yeah.
All three of those guys have been gone. That's the old era for Doug.
I think they're going to struggle this season.
I think so too. They do not look good.
One other note I did want to say, Dalton, about Gonzaga, Tyon Grant Foster. Bama played them. He was at Grand Canyon the last couple years, and he was the best player in NCAA tournament game where they almost beat Bama. That year Bama went to the Final Four. He did not look great, to be honest, but he came off the bench. I still think he's a good player. Anyway,
I agree.
Got to move on.
Yeah.
Okay. Some predictions for games coming up. We got some big games this weekend. Let's look at not even this weekend. Tonight, Purdue at Alabama, number 8 versus number 2. Number 2 at number 8. It's going to be that's a monster matchup. It really should be 1 versus 8.
Yeah.
But Purdue got dropped for no reason in the AP poll. Let me say this, and I'll get your thoughts, and I have a couple things.
Yeah, all good.
Trey Kaufman-Renn, the big man for Purdue, has not played a game this season. He's been injured with some back and hip problems. It doesn't seem major, but I looked it up. All sources point to this is going to be his opening night tonight. So he is playing tonight. I just wanted to note that. Dalton, what are your thoughts? I'll have keys to the game.
Yeah, FanDuel has Bama. Surprising, honestly, a little surprising. Has Bama? I know it's at home, but -4.5. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I would take that bet personally, but I do think Bama could get the win. But it's going to be really close. I think it's going to depend on 3 things, and then you can give me your thoughts. Is Bama going to take care of the ball? Number 1. Yeah, they between the guards against St. John's, they only had 2 turnovers.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah,
they've struggled with that for a while.
Can they make threes? Because Bama, we know Bama basketball. They pretty much live and die by the 3. And the final one is, can they stop Trey Kaufman-Renn? Last year, that was their downfall. I mean, Braden Smith went off, but Trey Kaufman-Renn, Bama has struggled with big guys in the past. We talked about that on our first podcast. Those are the 3 keys for Bama.
Yeah.
Can they get that done?
So one of my main keys is how does Alabama play the bigs?
Yeah.
Right? Because I have it right here. Trey Kaufman-Renn. Last year, Alabama played at Purdue. And Alabama had a great team. They traveled up to Purdue early in the season. Trey Kaufman-Renn had 26 and 8. I mean, every time he touched the ball in the paint, he scored. And Alabama could not stop him. But here's the other thing. They got a transfer from South Dakota State, Oscar Clough, Purdue. Alabama played South Dakota State last year, and Oscar Clough had 21 points, 15 rebounds against Bama last year. And both of those guys are on Purdue now. Oscar Clough, obviously Kaufman-Renn is, but now Oscar Clough. And so I think that is the key for Alabama. How do you play the bigs? Because man, they got dominated last year by Kaufman-Renn and Oscar Clough, and that was with Dalton, Cliff O'More, defensive stopper. That was with Grant Nelson, who's one of your best players.
Yeah.
Big guy. Like, I'm worried about these big guys.
Me too.
Because listen, Aiden Sherrill is a good player. He's a sophomore, young guy. He's a big body for Alabama. I don't know if you call him like a defensive stopper, like somebody who's gonna dominating Aiden defensively. Taylor Bowen is a solid player. I don't know if he has like the size, he's tall, but he's lanky, right? So I just worry because I think that's where Bama's the weakest. Is in the post, is the big man. So how do they guard Kaufman-Renn and Oscar Clough? And if they start to have to double team these guys, does that leave Braden Smith and Fletcher Lawyer open? So that was the first key to me. How do you play those big guys? Secondly, is the guard matchup, because you've got Braden Smith and Fletcher Lawyer for Purdue have been playing since the inception of basketball in America. Literally, dude.
They've been there forever.
These guys have been playing forever. And it seems like they just kind of get better and better every year. And they're looking good again this year. Braden Smith, I think, is to some the best guard in the country. Is a player of the year candidate. Alabama, on the other hand, has three guys, right? Three like elite guards. LeBaron Philon, he has been phenomenal. I know it's a small sample size. Aiden Holloway and Latrell Wrightsell. You know, those three guys for Alabama versus Fletcher Lawyer and Braden Smith. How does that go? I'm looking forward to seeing that. Those are kind of the keys to me in terms of how do you guard those bigs and how do those guards weigh against each other? So any other thoughts?
Yeah, I'm going to be at the game tonight. I'm really excited. I got a friend who gave me a free ticket. Thank you, Rob Hayes. I'll shout you out on our podcast here.
There you go.
But I think you hit it right on. I mean, I'm kind of along those guard plays. Like, who's gonna win the turnover battle? I know it's not football, but that's still a thing. Who's gonna win the turnover battle?
Yeah.
Can Bama hold back the turnovers? Because we know that Bama has struggled in the past to just because they play. Sometimes it's because they play so fast that they just turn the ball over. But they took great care of the ball against St. John's, who I would say
that was amazing.
Yeah, they're a better defensive team overall, in my opinion, than Purdue. So hopefully Bama takes care of the ball and they get the job done. Obviously, we're rooting for Bama. So, like I said, -4.5. I'm not sure on if I would take that bet or not, but I think it's going to be a good game.
Well, we're not betting people. We don't do that. But that is the spread. I will say they only had 7 turnovers against St. John's. And that was something that stood out to me too, because you're right. They have struggled with turnovers. And I'm just in the last since Nate Oates. Well, I mean, even beyond Nate Oates, they've always struggled with turnovers. It seems like. But with Nate Oates, the fast play, I think is they struggle with these turnovers. But if they can take care of the ball, that's going to be huge, like they did against St. John's. When I look at this, I think Purdue's bigs are going to get theirs. I think Coughlin Wren's going to get his points. I think Oscar Clough's going to make a difference. But in the end, I think the Alabama guards make the difference. Because against St. John's, Zuby Ejiofor destroyed Alabama. Their big guy destroyed Alabama. But the guards made the difference. And I think Taylor Boboin can make enough plays, to not neutralize those big guys, but to kind of counteract, some of those big guys like he did at St. John's. But I think the guards for Alabama, as good as Fletcher Lawyer and Braden Smith are, Alabama having 3, Philon, Holloway, and Wrightsell, I think is going to be a little too much. Plus, you've got the home court and revenge factor. They lost last at Purdue. So I'm going to pick Bama in this game. I think it's going to be a really fun game. I think it's going to be a close game, tight game. Purdue also struggled against Oakland. I don't know if you saw it. Only beat Oakland by 10 on the last outing. I know they didn't have Coughlin Wren, but it was a bit of a struggle.
It doesn't matter against Oakland. It shouldn't be 10 to me.
But I'm just curious. I'm curious to see how this game plays out, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick Bama. I think the home court makes a difference. I think the guards will be the difference for Alabama. And hopefully Alabama gets another top 5 win.
Yeah, and we got a sold-out crowd.
Yeah.
Sold out crowd. So it said that. I saw that yesterday. So
I did mean to say this, though, Dalton.
Yeah.
The weirdest thing was last year Alabama played better away from home than they did at home. It was so weird.
They did. That's true.
Even the stats bore that out. What I'm hoping is this team is different. And they'll feed into the crowd. They look different playing at St. John's and the way they took care of the ball. I hope that translates at home. It should. I'm going to pick Bama in this game, and we'll see how it goes. So did you pick?
Yeah, I chose. I picked when I was talking last. I definitely have Bama. I don't know if Bama's going to cover the spread, but I definitely have Bama in a close one. And I think you're right on that the bigs are just going to get theirs. But we can continue on with the next game. Do you want to look at UConn versus BYU?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do. I know Arizona and UCLA play on Friday night, but let's jump. Let's go ahead and jump to UConn, BYU. For sake of time.
Yeah.
You got any initial thoughts on that?
I think it's the biggest game of the weekend. I mean, even bigger, probably even. I mean, it's not the same, almost the same as this game tonight, but I guess Thursday's technically not the weekend, so this is definitely the biggest game of the weekend.
I mean, Dalton, this is 7 versus 3.
I was going to say 7 versus 3.
So it's close, man.
My question is UConn back after last season? I know you might say, oh, well, they were never gone, but I think if you were to talk to Dan Hurley, that they would say that they did not have a good season last year. Yeah. That's not what he was expecting. ESPN has UConn winning. I am going to disagree on that personally. I'm going to go ahead and say here, you heard it here first, BYU is my pick to win it all. I think Kevin Young
win it all.
I think Kevin Young and his team with AJ Dibanza, Richie Saunders, and Keite, or however you pronounce his last name, I just think that in the end, they're going to get it done and they're going to win it all this year. Their team is just so good. I mean, I've watched them play. They only have against Villanova, but they looked so good against Villanova. They struggle.
Yeah. Okay. I wanted you to mention that.
They did struggle. They did struggle against who was it?
Delaware.
They did struggle against Delaware, but it's early in the season. I'm going to take BYU. I'm going to go ahead and take BYU. UConn is starting. UConn has 4 new starters. 4 new starters and 1 guy returning, and Alex Caravan.
No. Solo ball played last year.
Did he start last year?
I thought he did.
Oh, I must have been. I looked. It must have. The internet read me wrong. Then it said the only returning players are Alex Caravan and Jalen Stewart.
No. Solo ball played for UConn last year. He was one of the players.
Oh, my bad. But
dude, how in the world? Alex Caravan is another one of those players, like Braden Smith and Fletcher Lawyer. He's been playing forever, and he's still back. Like,
let's see how old he is.
I mean, he's a senior for sure.
Has to be 22 at least, if not 23. He's 23, born in 2002, so fifth year senior.
Yeah. Alex Caravan's a good player. Solo Ball's a good player. Silas Demery is a transfer from Georgia. He's a good player. Terrace Reed Jr. is another good player. I think they actually have a solid team. I don't think they're like the championship teams that they've had.
No.
But I think this is a really good UConn team. And Coach Hurley. I mean, we've been talking about good coaches. He's a good coach. I don't like him, to be honest, but he's a good coach.
So you could argue one of the best coaches in college basketball right now. I think you make that argument.
No, easily one of the best. Looks like UConn hasn't played anybody yet. This is really, they played New Haven. Easily won that game by 20 plus, destroyed UMass Lowell and Columbia. So this is their first big test. Then they play Arizona, Dalton, and then they play Illinois like the next week.
Wow.
So they've got some big tests coming up. This is the first big one. Here's what I think about this game. BYU did play Villanova, right? I think UConn is another step up from Villanova, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I think this may be Dibanza's coming out party. I get you're on a big stage against Villanova. This is the bigger stage now. I think Dibanza is going to have a really good game and be the difference here. Richie Saunders, another really good player.
Tater tots.
What?
I said tater tots.
Tater tots, yes. Was his granddad who made the tater tots?
Yeah, his granddad founded tater tots.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
And Keita is a really good player too. This is gonna be a really interesting game. I think UConn can win this game. But I'm going to pick BYU, and that's simply because of Dibanza. I know they struggled against Delaware. UConn has not played anybody yet this year. It's their first big test. I think this is going to be Divance's coming out party. He's going to go off. I think with Richie Saunders and Kata. I think BYU actually gets it done. I am curious to see their defense.
Yeah,
they were not good on the defensive end, especially like that March Madness tournament game against Bama.
Yeah, that's true.
They couldn't stop anybody. So I'm curious to see, because I think UConn is also a step up for them, in competition. I'm curious to see how they play, but I am going to pick BYU to beat UConn.
Yeah. I think if you hold Caravan in check, they struggle. That's what it was. That was the same thing last year.
Yeah.
When they kind of went as Caravan went. When Caravan played well, they played really well. And he's played really well so far, but like you said, they've played nobody.
Yeah.
I just don't think BYU, like you look at their team, their starting five at least, what do they not have? Like when you look at their starting five, you can't say like, oh man, they're really struggling at this point. To me. They do struggle on the defensive end, but like just on paper, a player wise, you cannot say, you know what, they don't have a good guard. They don't have a good power forward. They don't have a good center. No, they have all of that. They are probably the most complete team in the NCAA this year. I'm being genuine.
I don't know, Dalton.
I think so. I really do. I think so personally. The defensive side might struggle, but I still think on paper, especially, like they're the most complete team overall.
They only beat Villanova by 5. I don't know how good was that.
Villanova's always a good team, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're always going to be close.
They're not the same Villanova, though. I mean, come on.
No.
But I'm kind of questioning it now, my pick. But I guess I'll stick with BYU just because of AJ Divance. Like that's literally it. I think he's just gonna take over the game. So
I'm gonna stick with my pick. Give me BYU.
I'm not as high on BYU as you are. But
I am. I'm really high on them, and I'm really high on Kevin Young. I'm a big fan of Kevin Young too, so maybe that's why. Yeah.
Okay. Last game, Dalton, and then we got to get out of here. I want to talk about Houston and Auburn at the Battleground 2K25. That's on Sunday at 2 p.m. I know we talked about this the other day. Auburn struggled with Bethune-Cookman.
Yeah,
I do think Bethune-Cookman had some good players, though, like for real. Like they had some pretty good players.
No, they did.
And since then, Auburn's got their act together, albeit against Merrimack and Wofford, so not like top competition. But it ramped up for Auburn too. They've got Houston, Oregon, and Michigan in the coming weeks. I think the Michigan game's in that Players Era Festival, and they're in that tournament. That's going to be an awesome tournament, by the way. We'll get there in a couple weeks. But Keyshawn Hall for Auburn, that UCF transfer, is a beast. That dude is he's averaging 24.3 points, 11 rebounds a game.
Whew.
Yeah. This dude is serious. Tahad Pettiford, I don't know what his deal is.
What is he averaging right now? He's struggled so far.
I'm trying to pull it up here.
Okay.
Tahad Pettiford. He's got 11 points on the season, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 3.7 assists.
Yeah.
Not what you want from your star, supposed to be your star player.
Your only returning player.
Yeah, I mean, like they have kind of overhauled their roster. And losing your coach Bruce Pearl unexpectedly, maybe for late in the off season. So Auburn, I mean, this is easy to say. They're not going to be as good as last year.
Yeah.
You lose Janai Broom, you lose Baker Mazzara, you lose all these guys who are
everyone.
I mean, Miles. So what was his name?
I can't think.
The shooter. Miles, right?
Yeah, I can't think of his name.
Anyways,
I think that's right. I just can't remember his name.
They lost a lot, and so
yeah.
Those struggles against Bethune-Cookman, you're now ramping it up to the number one team in the country in Houston. And Houston had its struggles against Towson. Ended up winning the game comfortably, but I think Houston's always going to be a legit defensive team. Emmanuel Sharp, is a really good player. Milos Uzan is a good player. We talked about Chris Sanat the other day.
Yeah.
Good player. I think Houston's going to be too much for Auburn.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially defensively. I don't think Houston's, again, a firepower offensive team, but defensively, always strong. I can't imagine them losing this game. But you never know. Got any thoughts? Sorry, I'm dominating the conversation.
No, dude, you're good. You're good. I think just a couple things. One, it's kind of funny. I was out with some of the youth ministers here in town, and we were talking about how Bruce Pearl is on his last season. We were like, it's coming soon. The next day, he announces he's stepping down. And we were like, what are the odds that we were literally talking about that he's going to step down soon, and he steps down? I think it's not even going to be close, personally. That's my opinion. I don't think it's going to be a close game, even though it's at Birmingham. I think Houston is just –
It's in Birmingham?
Yeah, it's in Birmingham at the BJCC.
Really? Oh, yeah, it is. Wow. Okay. I didn't know that.
I don't think Auburn has enough talent to keep up with Houston. Houston
I don't either.
Always so good. They're a 72.6% favorite on ESPN. I think it's going to be – I would – if I was a betting man, I would take Houston 10 plus at least. Now, let me say this: Auburn is still a solid team. They have Kershawn Hall and Todd Pettiford. They're really going to need to step up. And like we said earlier, anyone can beat anyone on any given night.
Right.
Because every possession matters. I just don't think Auburn this early in the season is together enough and has the team to compete with Houston. Something that I love that his name just slipped my mind. The head coach for Houston,
Kelvin Sampson.
Yeah, Kelvin Sampson, another great coach. He does this thing with his team. He puts a bubble over the rim, and they have to play like they're playing 5-on-5. They're playing 5-on-5. They have to play like there's no bubble. They shoot, and it's to help their defense and their rebounding. It's something that they do as a team, and that's why they are always so good at rebounding and defense, because that's where they hang their hats on. And you know what? Yeah, offense wins championships because you got to score, but if you stop the other team from scoring, you can win too. So, give me Houston big. Give me Houston big. I think.
Shocker! Houston's won in Ken Palm. Overall, they're one in defensive rating, 25 in offensive rating for obviously number one overall.
Yeah.
Auburn's down at 35. Their offensive rating is 27, but their defensive rating is 56. So I think Houston's defense is the difference, right? Auburn has not seen a team like this yet. And so I think their defense, Houston's defense, will overpower, and they'll do just enough on the offensive end to win this game. I do think they'll win. I think like 8 to 10 points, something like that. But I think Auburn will keep it close in the first half, and Houston will end up taking control second half.
Yeah, I think it'll end up being 10 plus personally. I'm just trying to reiterate what I said, just because nothing against Auburn. I just don't think they're that good this year. I personally think Auburn's going to fall out of the top 25 and just kind of be back and forth probably this season. It's going to be back and forth between in and out of the top 25. I don't see them all season holding on to the top 25. And I'm not saying this is 100% sure, but I would not be surprised if Auburn didn't even make the tournament this year. That's my opinion. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying I wouldn't be shocked if they didn't.
I wouldn't be shocked either. I think they'll make the tournament. I think they're going to be like a 10-loss team probably.
Yeah.
Maybe like 11. But they're not going to be as good as last year, especially if Todd Pettiford is not, playing as good as he did last year. But I think Houston will take this game, and Auburn's schedule ramps up. Go ahead.
One thing to say about Todd Pettiford, last season, he did kind of seem to go with the competition. He seemed to kind of play to who he was playing. Some players do that. So maybe this is Todd Pettiford's game where he finally shows what everyone was thinking he was going to show all season. Kershawn Hall has been incredible, but Todd Pettiford is going to have a big night for them to get close, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So
Well, folks, hey, thanks for tuning in today. Really appreciate it. It's a really great slate of basketball coming up. We'll have another episode Monday or Tuesday of next week. And really appreciate you tuning in to the Pick and Roll with the Presley Bros. Thank you so much, and God bless.
Yeah, give us, if you're here watching, look down below, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to say it every time, even though we probably have no viewers, just because we want this thing to blow up.
That'd be
we
awesome.
do. Yeah. We really do. We want this thing to be big. We want this thing to just be like Josh Pate's football podcast, so that one day we can do all the things that he's doing. So please help us follow along. If you have any comments, questions, let us know. We'd love to answer them. We'd love to just see all the comments and support the show. We thank y'all so much, or anyone out there. But
appreciate
a lot of good games this weekend. Roll Tide. Y'all have a good weekend.